Hi, welcome to Tangent Thread Quilts. My name is Dan. Before we get started on my first video here, let me tell you where I got my start in quilting. When I was a kid, my aunt was as close to a professional quilter as you could get. And for all of the kids in my generation, everybody got a quilt for their high school graduation. And it was amazing and wonderful. And she had two rules. One, if you like your quilt, use your quilt. They're not meant to be put in a closet. They're not meant to be not used. The person making the quilt intended you to use the quilt and enjoy it. And it wears out because that's what things do. And two, if you want a quilt, you never ask a quilter for a quilt because it is such a large investment in time and energy. You either have to earn a quilt from a quilter or pay them a ridiculous amount of money. Never just straight up ask a quilter. You know what? I actually have that quilt. Let me see if I can put it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try some video editing here. I'm now left-handed. All right, so this is the culprit. This is the quilt that my aunt made for me 25 years ago that has inspired me to keep going. There is a pattern in there, but she just had a bunch of triangles left over from a series of projects. And the way she explained it to me is she just had bags of different sizes of triangles, and she would go through, grab out of the bag of the appropriate size, and then put it in a quilt. And it is one of my favorite things in the world. And it has seen better days, which is why I started quilting. And I was only ever going to make one. Then I wanted to see what another color looked like. So 10 years later, here we are. But let's get back to the project that we were talking about. All right, I am a member of Xyla Foxlin's Patreon Discord channel. It's super fun, you should join us. And I am participating in the inaugural Mystery Maker event, where three of us are making, it's a Secret Santa thing, except it's Arbor Day related, and I thought Mystery Arborist would be a good, it doesn't matter. So there are two guidelines. One, you shouldn't buy anything, and two, you need to record the process. So I'm maybe going a little hard on the video part, sorry. So I have a bunch of leftover strip that we're going to figure out how to sew all these together and make a small lap quilt, about 50 by 60 inches, I think. All right. I sure hope I have enough. Now all I need is a plan. I believe that this is called, I don't know proper quilting terms, but I think it's going to be kind of inspired by something called a log cabin. So essentially what's going to happen is I'm going to take the strips, about 22 inches long, sew them together, cut them up into pieces, then take those pieces, rotate them 90, and then sew those individual pieces onto another strip, and then cut those up, and then essentially just keep adding to that. I'm not going to care how wide the strips are. I'm not going to worry about it. I will be squaring them up as I go, but essentially we're just going to keep adding to them and adding to them and adding to them and going around and around until we have a square at least 10.5 inches. I'm planning on making a quilt that is 50 by 60, which is a standard lap sized quilt. So if I have 30 of these squares, I will have a 5 by 6 grid and my 50 by 60 inches. And we will see what that looks like and how it turns out. Unfortunately, I didn't get any footage of putting the quilt blocks together into a full quilt top. So we're just going to jump ahead a little bit to the basting and then the quilting. Sorry about that. What I've done in the spirit of the challenge is find this old sheet to use as a quilt back. When I started this project, I was worried that I wouldn't have enough batting for the quilt that was scrap, but as it turns out, I did. There are a number of ways to baste a quilt. Spray basting is my favorite. Overall, I'm quite pleased with how it turned out. Of course, there are always things that you could improve, but if you didn't find those, it would just be an exercise in manufacturing. I was able to sneak in a little homage to the first quilt. I hope you enjoy it. Eclectic Engineer. All right, the time has come. Somehow I am more nervous about this than I was about sending mine. This is from Blaze. Being very careful. All right. Oh my God, this Royal Game of Ur. A beautiful little card. Honestly, I've had this game in my Amazon wish list for a very long time. This is incredible. I have no idea how to play, but I get the chance now. It is beautifully made. This is one of the oldest board games in the world, and I am genuinely excited to get to play. Thank you. This is incredible. Thank you.